What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Hologram. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down what shorts have been up to, and go over one thing in particular in regards to their upcoming shareholder meeting. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, Hologram did go down 9.08% on Friday. So definitely did get hit quite hard. A lot of different attributing factors. Right now, SoundHound hasn't put out anything of substance for news or anything like that. So I think that's not new information. I think a lot of people accepted it at this stage, but Hologram did go down 23.09%. So it did get hit a little bit more than the broader market, which in general did have its worst week in almost 2 years. And the reason is that Hologram, for the most part, is a momentum play. And big money isn't really looking at Hologram as of right now. As you can kind of see, these are some of the transactions on the secondary market, and these are some from the dark pool, which is more commonly linked to shorting. So nobody is really looking at Hologram as of right now. So for a momentum play, kind of subtract the capital, you just are left with manipulation. Plus, aside from that, the fear and greed index is under the fear category. So people's appetite for risk necessarily isn't there right now. So all of that equates to kind of lower lows happening for Hologram. But I want to go over what short's been doing and everything else. But there's one thing that I just wanted to go over about their shareholder meeting. And so that is slated for the 27th. So as you can kind of see, it is slated for 9 a.m. Beijing time, Friday, September 27th. So I did make an error last video because I went all over this and everything that you needed to know. But I did say that it was Friday night for us in America and North America. That wasn't necessarily the case. I do believe someone put a comment saying that it is Thursday. So yeah, just kind of be aware of that. So yeah, as far as everything, I think, yeah, it would be Thursday night. So if you guys have nothing going on Thursday, then whatever else. But just double check that regarding that. But there's also one thing about their shareholder meeting that I do want to bring up that was posted on their Reddit. So this is their Reddit right here, the HOLO squeeze or short squeeze. So it says vote yes for 1, no for 2. So in case you do not know, the first one, they use weird wording, but the first one is a kind of reverse stock split, proposing a 1 for 20, and then essentially proposal number 2 combined with number 4 is to raise the authorized share count. So this is where I wanted to kind of break it down. And you guys know me by now. I'm not here to manipulate you guys. I just say it how it is. So let's say you want yes for 1, no for 2. One is reverse stock split. They're doing the reverse stock split to rectify NASDAQ deficiencies. And as I brought up in the last video, they have up until, actually I'll pull it up right now so you guys can actually see it. So it was August 12th. So you guys can always go to the SEC website because I did have, someone asked about this. So August the 12th, you'll see this 6K, and in this 6K, it goes over this section right here. So they have up until February 10th, 2025 to rectify that. But it does say that subject to determination by the staff, the company could be eligible for another 180 days. So they're kind of loose with that. So it could just be pushed to kind of mid to late 2025. But regardless, that whole reverse stock split is to rectify this, right? So yeah, if you vote yes, then they have it in their back pocket for 1 year, just in case. And thing is, with all these notes being issued, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know this by now because that seems to be all what the company does is prospectus. So this is short-term notes, 2025 in fact. So they did that on August the 23rd, July the 10th, June the 20th, June the 7th, or sorry, no, that's the F right over here. May the 22nd, and then this May the 9th is something different. So they did basically 4 or 5 rounds of dilution, all short-term notes, and that is going to be very damaging to the share count. And because they're all convertible, right? So essentially, it's like a payday loan. I brought this up time and time again. Very good for the company because they get some money up front, assuming they do something with it. But when it comes down to conversions, it is going to be mind-blowingly like damaging. And that's a very, very accurate statement. So when it comes down to point number 2, why am I even talking about this? Because if you are voting no to raising the authorized share count, a lot of those notes cannot be converted. And that does mean every time the company defaults on that, because they essentially did promise all these notes to the note holders, or the shares to the note holders through the conversion. If the company is not able to fulfill that, they get hit with a massive penalty. I've only encountered one company that has failed to do that in the past, and that's roughly around 3.5 million per instance. So for instance, what I'm talking about is, let's say going back to one of these notes, these prospectuses, which is a short-term 2025 note, as you can kind of see, promissory note due 2025. If the company is trying to convert a lot of their interest into shares, and there is no shares available because the authorized share count is capped out, then immediately the company gets hit with a $3.5 million penalty. So that is very damaging, considering it's 28 mil subtract admin fees and whatever else. I think it's around 25 is what they get. But like, you're going to get hit with a $3.5 million fine for every instance. And there's numerous notes, right? So this, again, could be extremely damaging to the company itself, and they could get hit with a lot of fines. So going back to my main point, I know I went on a little bit more of a rant, but if you're voting yes for 1, that's okay, all fine and dandy, because it's to rectify the NASDAQ deficiency. But proposal number 2, as well as 4, you need that as well. So I've stated this a couple times in the past with many companies that are going through the exact same scenario as Hologram. At this stage, if you are investing, still holding, you have to trust. And it literally comes down to trust. You have to trust that they're going to do the right thing. So for you to say yes to 1, no to 2, it's very inconsistent, right? You have to be fully in, fully out. That's just my own opinion. You guys do whatever the hell floats your boat, but I just wanted to break it down on why proposal number 2 is important and kind of the ramifications that could happen if they do not get a yes. So just kind of be aware of that. A lot of penalties and fines could be coming Hologram's way, and it's kind of the company's fault in reality, because they've been issuing a fuck ton of notes. My apologies on the French. They have to have some plan. You'd have to assume that at this stage, because why would they keep doing all these short-term notes if they're just going to be accumulating cash, because they have probably around 140, 150 million in cash equivalents. But shorts right now, they were returning a little bit on Friday, so 175,000 shares. So again, I'm sure that is going to confuse a lot of individuals. How on earth are shorts returning, which again adds buying pressure, but Hologram still closes in the red? And that is just because of the market conditions. Institutions are selling Hologram, plain as day. Just it doesn't hit these kind of marks right here because it's lower transactions. Might be just $20,000 transactions, 50, because this only shows over 100,000. So a lot of entities are selling out, and yeah, it is what it is, right? It's just there's a lot of fear in the broader market. When the market's in the extreme greed category, then yeah, you see a lot of stocks such as Hologram running up for no reason whatsoever, similar to what happened in February when they went up crazy. But at the same time, like, the opposite happened. So this is why you're just getting the price suppressed more and more. So yeah, this is a little bit more of a breakdown what is truly happening behind the scenes with Hologram, and just wanted to go over some additional context for the shareholder meeting. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with Hologram? One final thing I just wanted to share with you: take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 added. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link to this is in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.